Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would show you an update on this Imperial light cruiser ship, and it is really close to getting done right now. I've got to do sensors, I got to put in some LCDs, and do up one more kind of strange room area for holding a couple more parts. But let's do the tour on it here. I'm just coming through the back to start with. So you have seen this part before. I did tweak it out a little bit more, but this is what the hangar's looking like. Now in here you've got room for 8 small shield parts. You got 2 on either side over here and 2 in the back, so that covers all 8 of those, which I kind of intend on Reforge Eden players to be putting in pretty quickly, hopefully. And then you have 5 advanced constructors right now. Now, one of these could be a, oh, I got to texture that back there. Note to self, texture behind advanced generator. So it has all 5 of these in here stock right now. It might work out actually, although one probably ought to be a deconstructor. But then you have 4 640K storage bays, 2 320K ammo bays in the hangar, and a couple cargo boxes, obviously, too. And then Wi-Fi, you have front and rear Wi-Fi, so you got the rear in the right over here, and the front's way up at the front of the ship. So once you come through the hangar here, you get into this area, and this is pretty much all new from the last time I showed it. I'll start here. First, you got to way down to the this lower top mounting landing pad for low profile HVs or SVs that you could park there. You come up here, you've got a room off to the side here which holds all your regular Core 9 CPUs, I guess you could say, or the 2.1 million CPU blocks. I will have to remove some of these out of here for the sake of vanilla, and probably just keep 4 advanced in here, stock at least, and then you have to add the basic 1 advanced and 2 improved CPU cores. So if you go right through here, this is a hot zone. This is where the generators are. It's got 1 in place, and you got another placeholder for a second advanced generator. If you keep on walking through here, you've got this kind of big room for 4 medium shield parts, kind of off to the side. There's a different way to view this room as well. Let me go back out the way I came here. If you walk around this way, this is your main elevator that gets you to all your functional stuff in the ship. So I'll explain that in a second. Not much to see there really, but and then you have a medical bay right here. So you have a shower and a toilet, as well as your specialized medical equipment. And then you get the O2 and the actual med station kind of down the hallway a little bit from where these parts are. I don't know if I like that idea or not, but I kind of like the location of having these right next to the boarding ramp. So if you're coming in from the bottom front of the ship, you could get healed up and stuff fairly quickly. And then I have the warp drive and protection tank right in this location. I did push the warp drive back another block row from where it was last time I showed the ship in this area, but obviously a lot has changed in the ship. So the whole point I did that is so you don't get fried if you walk to the edge of this in before you would, because the warp drive was like right at this block row in the middle there. And then there's an armor locker at the top there. If you go down the hallway this way, there's access to put in a couple more medium shield parts over here. So you got another one of these kind of weird, tall, strange rooms. And let's go back down to the central elevator here. We'll go up 1 floor. This is the area that I shown on the last video where I showed the ship, doing up the farm section. So you've got 54 grow plots available. It doesn't come stock with the grow plots. You'd have to add those in. Then switches for the grow lights, which are already installed. So if you keep on walking around this way, you got a little bit of a mess hall area. Some tables over by the window, and then your the shield is over here, and you kind of can access that from inside the ship in case you want to upgrade the shield. Now it is coming stock with a heavy shield to start with, so excuse me. So as you walk in this area, this is kind of an overlook over those 2 of those medium shield parts on this side. There's not much going on in this room area really. This allows you to walk back into the farm. In case you didn't want to take the outer hallway, you got an inner hallway right next to it, which is a little unique, but it works out. And then you can kind of see through the windows over here at that other room with the 4 other medium shield part locations that you can pop in. And then you've got a couple more medium shield part locations over here. So you got 8 total on the mediums that you can put in the ship, or it has locations for all of those. You've got some front lift thruster access, and then it gets into the crew area on the front of the ship. So you got some beds and some tables. I didn't go with TVs and furniture because it's Imperial, and they're not so much about entertainment. But even these areas over here have a toilet and a shower, so you got to have that. Then there's this weird little alcove down over here, which I didn't know what to put in these spots, but you've got like 2 chunks of this size, which could fit small or the 1x3 generators or fuel tanks or something else if you wanted to put that here. But I didn't know what to put in these rooms, so I just kind of left them open like that for the time being. Yeah, really don't know what to put there. And this door actually comes to the back side of the warp drive in case you wanted to upgrade that. Now it's just a standard warp core, so most people, and especially playing Reforged Eden, would at least want to get it to the 60-year or 60 light year warp drive instead of the 30 that's in here now. And that is pretty much the front area of the ship. Now it seems like there's a lot of stuff, a lot of fluff, a lot of area. But the big thing is I wanted to keep this pretty tight and to the point for using it in game. And all this stuff going to the front of the ship really is just to put in some parts and stuff like that. But primarily you'll be right around this elevator here, which is basically straight to the hangar, straight up to the farm, and if you keep on following this up, straight to the bridge. So you won't really have to go to those other areas of the ship unless you're putting in parts or just touring things. This is the space that I don't have completed yet. Another room section kind of above the farm and stretches around over this way a little bit. So yeah, I do plan on getting a teleporter in the ship yet, and then this room would also potentially hold a secure bridge as well as your quantum and auxiliary cores. So I'll have to get this all figured out on how that's all gonna work out pretty good. I don't have a teleporter in the ship yet, but that will be coming as well. So that is the last thing. And if you take this all the way up to the top, you get right to the bridge over here. And you got some passenger seats, your main pilot seat. You have a lot of different access points to the bridge. You can come in from the sides through here. It's kind of, you don't see that too much from the outside, but there's a location there. On the other side, there's one through the top, right over here. And then, of course, you can walk up from the landing pad on the back of the ship as well. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything right now. Again, it needs all the sensors. I need to put in that secure bridge and quantum auxiliary and main core area, which is going to be down in this section over here somewhere. So I got plenty of room for that kind of thing. And then I just want to slop in a teleporter somewhere. Maybe not in this room, because this is another deck that you probably wouldn't need to go to unless you're upgrading, you know. So although the ship has quite a few rooms in it, quite a bit of space, for the most part it's going to keep you just in this general location in the back area of the ship, which is so it should operate a lot like a starter CV or something like that, where everything's kind of right there and really close to you, and the rest of the ship is just kind of wandering around, adding parts and things like that. On the very front too, in front of that crew area, I did put in a little bit of hardened steel. So there's this little leg shot formation kind of behind the nose here. It ain't gonna do much, but it's something. And then that gets into the bathrooms and stuff like that over here. Now, if you're gonna go full tank mode with this ship, I would probably fill this area. I'd probably remove a lot of these blocks and fill this area in with Xeno and put some decoys in here. I mean, if you're really going to go that route, and you can do that. I mean, I didn't put any important parts up here. The most important thing is probably the front Wi-Fi. So yeah, and then the rest of the more important parts don't happen until after after you get past these first lift thrusters, which are about at that distance from the front of the ship. And then beyond that point, you start to get into some shield parts and stuff like that. But to get into the generators and stuff, that's way back over here. So just trying to keep everything away from the front, basically, and anything important. Again, the most important item is just a Wi-Fi up there. And that is pretty much the whole ship. Now, I plan on trying to get this wrapped up soon on everything that's left to do. And I probably got another 2-3 more hours of time to put into it. But I should be able to easily get that done during the week. And I kind of want to get this out pretty soon. I don't exactly know when. It could be like Friday, could be Saturday. I think I'll wait till at least then before I put it to the workshop, though. That'll give me a little time to tweak it and things like that. And there's some rooms and stuff I could look over to try to tweak a little bit more and stuff like that. But I'm fairly excited for it. Now on the numbers, actually before the numbers, one last thing I wanted to go over is originally I was anticipating on removing some of these thrusters stock, like maybe one of the side strafing thrusters on each side, 1 or 2 of the forward thrusters, maybe one on the bottom lift thrust. But as it's working out, the CPU is pretty good. I don't really need to have to remove all those thrusters. So let me just show you what's going on here. So right now it's at 2.1 million CPU. It's using 1.8 million. Obviously, when you put in the better warp core, that's going to chew up some. Teleporter is going to chew up some. And it's got 29 cannon turrets on it, which obviously are kind of suck. I did remove all the launchers, so you got 8 launcher positions, but those are out of the ship right now. It does have a standard warp drive and a heavy shield stock, and then of course your 29 turrets on here. Now, as in turrets, because of the way like the turrets I would want to put on here aren't compatible necessarily with vanilla and things like that, so I'll probably keep some I don't know, minigun turrets on here, maybe like 6 or so stock, and just have all these positions for you to put in whatever turret you want to use. But the way it sits right now, even with all the thrusters installed, it's got the CPU. It's like I don't really need to have to remove thrusters out of this thing to get the CPU to work good, which is kind of nice, actually. So as in stats, it's quite quick. Excuse me, man. So you're looking at 142 forward, which is kind of a lot, especially with those 4 thrusters in the back. Again, it probably doesn't need all 4 of those either. I'm sure I could strip out 1, save some more CPU, but it can do that. 53 strafing, 142 on lift, which is good because it does have essentially 4 640s and 2 320s, so that would be like 10 320s altogether, I guess you could say. 44 reverse, which is its weakest stat, actually. 71 even down on this. You got 8 fuel tanks in here now. You got room for more fuel tanks, too. It's got 11 oxygen tanks. And it does have a couple sentry turrets as well. I almost forgot about those guys out in the back area to protect the hangar section. So, yeah, that's pretty much where it's at. CPU, it's pretty cool on. And again, I don't really need to strip away a bunch of thrusters out of here, but I could really lower the CPU. I could literally, I think I could take a total of like 2 out of the top, 2 from the sides, and 2 from the lift, and 2 from the forward, which would be a total of 8 of these large thrusters could be removed out of here, and it would still be alright performance-wise. It would obviously be lesser, but it would still be okay, even at that. But I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want to remove them now because I don't really need the CPU for anything, and I don't know if I want then you would just have more stuff to upgrade if you wanted to add those extra thrusters in. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So after this gets completed, which hopefully will be pretty soon, I got two other projects, existing projects to be working on. One is the SCAR Combat CV, and the other is the Imperial base. I haven't worked on those at all really since the last time I showed any of that stuff. So I will be getting back to that. Pretty much, I just wanted to get this one done before I really got into any other projects right now, because I don't like to. It's rough when you start too many things at once, and then you kind of get sick of working on something, or you forget about something. Then you have that project that never got finished, which sucks. Unfinished project, besides the experience building it, is usually kind of a waste of time. So I wanted to get this wrapped up, and I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. I think it should work out good. I've got a lot of wiggle room with the CPU and stuff too, and I mean I can lower it a lot more if I really wanted to, and especially if I go with the route of just putting like 6 or 8 minigun turrets on here to shoot down drones and stuff when you get it stock. Then you would have even more CPU available for turrets and stuff like that. You have plenty of room to add in quantum and auxiliary cores. And of course, if you really wanted to freak it out, the hangar does have room to add in a fusion core as well as 3 large shield parts, but then you would lose most of the room inside the hangar, and it doesn't look very pretty if you do that. But it can be done, but this ship isn't really unique to that. Just about any ship that has a 5x9 hangar door and has a tall enough ceiling, you can add in that stuff. In this case, if you put in the fusion reactor, I think I've got a couple blocks I would have to actually clear out of here. But the fusion reactor is 5 blocks tall. It could sit on like one of these sides over here, and then the shield parts are only 4 blocks tall, so you wouldn't have to do any modifications whatsoever for the 4 shield parts, or I'm sorry, 3 shield parts. But you would kind of fill up your production area with big, hot, expensive shield parts. And this ship isn't really an endgame ship, so I don't know if anybody would actually want to be doing that or not. But you could. I mean, you could. But again, any ship that has the room, you can. So it's not really a unique feature or anything like that. It's just a thing, just an idea. But yeah, anyway, that's all I've got for today. Just kind of curious on your thoughts. On the to-do list, to finish off that one room, add a teleporter somewhere, add a secure bridge in that area, and a quantum auxiliary CPU core area, as well as your main core display. And that is pretty much it, all in that same room area space, which hopefully I can get that done. Probably shouldn't take a huge long time to get the rest of it done. But that's all I've got today, and yeah, you guys have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you later.